Max, can you just get your reaction to what unfolded at F1 75 last week, the booing towards yourself, towards Christian? Christian here yesterday described it as extremely disappointing. Your dad even went so far as to suggest you could boycott future events in England. So, as I say, just get your appraisal on how you felt about it.
Booing? F1 rivalry? Max and Lando's unexpected take might just surprise you. Check this out.
Last week.
There was any booing?
I didn't hear anything.
Maybe I'm deaf. Like, I don't need to really talk about it. It's not worth my time.
Just on F1 75 generally, what did you all make of that, and would you welcome it being a regular part of the calendar, or do you think it worked better off as a kind of a one-off event for this season?
Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic.
Thought you'd say something like that, Lando. I'll move on straight away.
Max Verstappen's ability to tune out negativity, like alleged booing, showcases his unwavering focus on performance. The F1 75 event was indeed fantastic. Incorporating similar celebrations into the regular calendar could enrich the sport's cultural significance and fan experience.
Yeah.
I haven't said anything wrong.
Yeah, it was great. I think it was good. It's just good for the fans. I don't know if it's something we would do every year. Maybe you do it every few years or something. I think as a team we would also like to do our own stuff. I think every team would like to do their own thing and showcase the car a bit more, talk about the car a bit more, instead of just being on a stage for 7 minutes and just saying hi and bye.
There's definitely a balance to be found here. F1 75 was a great way to bring fans closer to the sport, but teams also deserve the opportunity to present their cars in a more engaging way. If F1 adopts a system where teams get dedicated showcases alongside these larger celebrations, it could keep fans engaged while maintaining the excitement of historical events. That way, both nostalgia and innovation get their fair share of attention.
I know there's a lot to get through in kind of one night, but I'm sure every team wanted a few more minutes to talk about the car and describe a few things, and I'm sure the fans would rather listen to us talk more rather than just seeing the car on stage. So maybe change up the order if it was to be done again, and you listen to the drivers talk a bit more, or the racing or the team principals or whatever. But yeah, I'm sure they can make some changes next time.
For Max and Lando, last season where you had a close fight with each other and it got a little bit charged at times towards the last third.
F1 is as much about the drivers and teams as it is about the cars. Allowing more time for teams to talk about their cars, strategies, and expectations would make these events more engaging. A small change in format, giving each team an extended segment, could make a huge impact. If F1 refines this approach, these celebrations could evolve into an even bigger spectacle that both casual and hardcore fans appreciate.
Just wondering, both of you, how is your relationship now, and what attitude do you take in racing one another going into this season?
Lando, do you want to take that one first?
Yeah, it's terrible relationship. Yeah, we don't get on anymore. It's taken its toll.
Sounds tough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big drama now.
Yeah.
Big problems.
We had a fight the other day in a local pub.
We had to get escorted. But I always say, you should have seen the other guy, but actually he still looks good. So you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's fine. I think we both look forward to more of that, more of last year, more battles.
This kind of humor shows just how much mutual respect there is between Max and Lando. They might joke about having a terrible relationship, but on track, they push each other to new limits. With McLaren improving and Red Bull still dominant, we could see even more thrilling battles between them this season.
I don't think it's just going to be us. I think there's going to be others involved, which will make it more exciting for everyone. But yeah, I know they're going to be tough battles, and I'm sure some of them are not always going to end the way I want, or hopefully Max wants, But we're racing drivers. We get along. We've always said those kind of things. I know everyone tries to make their own points and say what's correct and what's not correct, but we respect each other a lot, and we look forward to more racing on track.
Any more, Max?
No, that's beautifully said.
All right, let's break this down because there's a lot to unpack here. First off, Max's response to the booing, classic Verstappen. Dismissing it entirely, maybe I'm deaf. That's the confidence of a driver who knows his worth. The reality is, when you're at the top, you're going to have fans and haters in equal measure. Just look at how Hamilton faced backlash during his dominant years. This is nothing new in F1. The best drivers always polarize audiences. And let's be real, booing in F1 is a joke compared to what we see in other sports. Football stadiums erupt with hostility, and players still show up. The idea of a boycott is overblown. Max is here to race, not play into media narratives. Now, onto F175 as an event. Max makes a fair point. Sure, it was spectacular for fans, but was it structured in a way that benefited the teams? 7 minutes on stage doesn't give drivers or teams enough time to engage with the audience. Fans don't just want to see cars roll out. They want insights, stories, and personality from the drivers. Think about it. If you're an F1 fan tuning into an event like this, would you rather have a parade of cars or hear Max, Lando, and other drivers actually discussing their thoughts on the season, the new regulations, or even their technical feedback on the cars? That's what makes an event engaging. What's the future of these showcases? If Formula One is serious about making these types of events a staple, they need to refine the format. More time for drivers, more interaction with fans, and less of a high and buy vibe. Imagine if teams had their own dedicated moments, breaking down their expectations for the season. That would create more meaningful engagement rather than just a flashy display. Now let's talk about the Max versus Lando rivalry. The way they're joking about their terrible relationship is hilarious, and it proves something crucial. These two actually get along. The media loves to push narratives of driver feuds, but the reality is, most of these guys have respect for each other. But that doesn't mean things won't get heated on track. Last season showed us that Lando and Max can go wheel to wheel, and things can get tense. They're both aggressive, they both want to win, and that's what makes this dynamic so exciting. Remember Brazil? That was one of the closest battles we saw between them. If McLaren continues their upward trajectory, 2025 could give us even more showdowns between Lando and Max, and this friendly rivalry could turn into something far more intense. Can Lando actually challenge Max this year? That's the big question. McLaren's pace at the end of 2024 was genuinely impressive, and if they can keep up with Red Bull, we might finally see Verstappen pushed harder in the title fight. But let's be real, Max is still the favorite. The way he handled last season's pressure, staying consistent across different circuits, and constantly extracting the most out of his car, that's championship-winning mentality. Lando, for all his skill, is still searching for that first victory. And beating Max over an entire season is an entirely different beast.